Hey, I'm trying to see where I'm at with Manifest Lexicon. It's July 5th today, and the next one is due on July 25th, and that'll be album number 80. One thing, though, that I'm looking at, because I'm working with Prophecies of Dandin 2, which is 6 sides, which means it's 3 albums, um, and Furosha Dreamstream 456, we're calling it the second Trimurti of Furosha Dreamstream. That in itself is where it sits now. It's 4.5 sides, but in the original idea for formatting, it's a true triple album or 3 albums. So if I keep recording on that and make the first part, I would need like a half side for the first one, an entire side for the second one, and then the third one is already 41 minutes long. That one's done. That one's like the closest to being entirely done. It just needs like something early on. I think it's like 4 minutes in. It needs to bump more. But that's 1, 2, 3 albums right there. So one, two, 3 albums for Prophecies of Dandin 2. It'd be cool if I had like subtitles, and then 1, 2, 3 for Furosha Dreamstream. So like album 80 coming out, it's probably going to be Yochnie Al Duelni, because that's done. Let's face it, that one's done. At this point, 80 will be Yochnie Al Duelni. Because like 5 days ago or less, 79 came out, and that was Elisam Bilatiba, which is 4 albums in itself, but it's really the same thing. It's the same long ambient thing that I haven't really figured out how to get in its true format. I think its true format is long form on YouTube. Don't have that yet, because that's a big file. Just because it would be a video that's 4 hours long. I don't know how big that is, or how it could be presented. Just haven't figured that out yet. But it's kind of in that area where the album's out on Bandcamp, but there's probably a future. There's something left over that's worth releasing, like Prophecies of Dandin 1 has its own. What am I trying to say? Has its own music video. It's not done, but it could be finished, and it would be wild. And I like the continued promotion of the albums, even if they've already been out for more than a year at this point. Prophecy of Dandin 1 has been out for 13 months and 2 days. So anyway, okay, so I'm looking at, and there's other stuff in the works as well, but if 80 is Yochne Auduelni, 81, 82, and 83 would be maybe Prophecies of Dandin, and then 84, 85, and 86 would be Furosha Dreamstream, and then we only have 14 albums left after that for the entire Manifest Lexicon. And I gotta see how many albums I've released in 2020, because it's already a lot. Like 69 came out this year, 68 might have come out this year. So it's possible that I released, let's see, To the Hahalit came out December 13th last year. No, January of this year. Okay. December 13th was Uncorrupt Prophecies Volume 1. Alright, so this year I put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 albums. I put out 13 albums this year, and it's only July 5th. It's the second half of the year just began. So if I'm going at this pace, I don't know if I can, but if I'm going at this pace, I could I could do 26 albums this year. That would be fucking wild. 13 albums is already the most albums I've ever put out in 1 year. I think 10 was the most in 2005, and I was not at this point. Um, so that's cool to think about. That being said, if I put Prophecies of Dandin 2 out as 3 albums, then I can't fit them all into the 76 slot that I left for it, because it was like, oh, that's what it is. Because I wanted Team God to be 77, which in retrospect, it's like, who cares about that? Like, I guess, I don't know, it was meaningful at the time. Like, Anhuani could just as easily have been 77. Yeah. Alright, so that's what I'm dealing with. I'd like to actually finish something. The easiest thing to finish would be Prophecies of Dandin 2. Because we're sitting in the mode where it's like, we'll work on it, and if it's not done, it'll become deprecated. Deprecation happens. I don't understand it necessarily, but deprecation happens. And by that I mean, if you let a file sit for a time, things change. Things get fucked up. Instruments stop working. Weird stuff happens where, like, one region of a MIDI track will suddenly pop to the one below it, and then you listen to it again, and it's like, did this always suck like this? And the answer is no. Like, if it sounds like it sucks, it's not because, in my experience, it's usually not because, oh, it wasn't that good, and I must have just been really high, and I was really into it, and you need to be high to be into it, and I'm not high. That's not really the case. Like, I can put that on myself, but that's not really the case. What really happens is the file gets fucked up, and that's why finishing stuff is really important. You finish it and you get it out there, and that's actually what it sounds like. Because there have already been, like in Prophecies of Dandin 1, and Uncorrupt Prophecies, there's weird stuff in there. On Prophecies of Dandin Uncorrupt, there are actually some cool reverb things and like echo things that ended up on there that I didn't consciously put on there. They ended up sounding kind of cool, but they could have just as easily not sounded good. Like, that was a beautiful accident that happened. Most of the time, it's not a beautiful accident. Most of the time, it's not a beneficial mutation. Most of the time, it's like, what the hell did Logic do? What happened? Like, between me putting this file, and I don't know if it necessarily always happens if I put it on an external drive and then bring it back up. I've been mixing straight from external drives recently with, like, what isn't the best practice, I don't think, because you're like actively using the drive all the time. But this Lacy drive hasn't fucked with me yet. However, this WD drive is on life support, but it works still. I tried to put everything on there into the other one, and it didn't go all the way. So, as always, finish shit before you can't. That's it. And it's like, finish shit before you can't. So, our estimation is Prophecies of Dandin 2 could be fixed, or could be recorded the fastest. Also, I'm getting used to doing vocal harmonies again, and doing vocal harmonies on the USB mic that Max gave me, and I'm getting used to that mic, even though it's really, really high. It doesn't have a negative 20 decibel thing on there, and it's really weird because it's just loud. Like, I can sing, and I'm putting the thing like 5 feet away from me. It's none of this like best practice that length. Hell no. It's like on the table way over there. It's kind of cool though, because I'm not really conscious of the mic. I'm just kind of like here, and I've got a range of wherever, and it's kind of like a room mic at that point. But it sounds good, and it sounds good for like choiry stuff. Anyway, so yeah, Prophecies of Dandin 2. I should probably finish that and just get it uploaded, because it's damn close, and it's not in this format. It's not going to fit on 3 vinyl. It will fit on 2 vinyl. 5. The first 5 sides work. The 6th side, which is the second side of the 3rd disc or vinyl, is a little too long. But I'm not gonna fucking worry about that. If I really want to press it to vinyl, I can like cut a minute out somehow. Then I don't know how to do that now. It's like this really fluid thing, but it's also it's a monstrosity, like Prophecies of Dandin one, and it's potentially racist. So I might not even want to hear it anyway. I'm definitely not going to promote it. Um, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll promote myself as a racist and then run away. Um, I don't know. It references race. It makes fun of a lot of sides of myself. It makes fun of my white self, my black self, my Asian self, my Arab self, and other shit like that. It's a good time. Yeah, so POV2, I should probably just work on that. Like, it's tempting to figure out Furosha Dreamstreams because I want to get that to, like, I want to give that shit to Fortune because some of that is music I made after seeing those DJ sets, and it's like, I want to give that back. Like, that's, if somebody inspires my music, I do want to like give it to them and like, you need to hear this because this came from your vibes in part. However, if I don't finish Prophecies of Dandin 2 now, it can go into a fucking deprecation zone again. And the thing is already good enough. It's one of the most complex, like, information level. There's not too much music on there. There's at least an album of music in the 3 albums. But it's a lot of information and a lot of perspectives. And it's been being recorded for, I think, 3 years now because it has Garasenthian Mindscape within it in its entirety or almost its entirety. And that was 2017 and it's 2020 now. So, one reason we can release already 13 albums in the first half of 2020 is because this is stuff, a lot of the stuff is from 2019. So let's look at this. To the Hahalit, released this year, recorded 2019. Projectories of Dandin 4, I think that was recorded this year. Minaloach, recorded this year. And there's EPs in here. Spirit Set Apart, recorded 2019. Talent Show, recorded, I think, mostly 2019 at the end. Wuna Otoan, I think that was actually recorded this year, 2020. Uncrowd Prophecies of Dandin 2 and 3, recorded in early 2019. Seven Strong, that was recorded in 2019. Submission of Janjin, that was recorded in 2019. Team God, that was recorded this year, 2020. Ahani Bitandrufin, recorded this year, 2020. Elasan Bilatiba, recorded this year, 2020. So it's kind of half and half. Yeah, but there's still stuff from 2019. There's still stuff from 2017. And then there's like, what the fuck are we doing with Mary's Baby? How fucking deprecated did that shit get? Pushing Mary's Baby back. If Mary's Baby doesn't make it into the Manifest Lexicon, that's a real shame. And I think it's a consequence of me not finishing stuff in at least, it's like TE minimums. It's at least some kind of ordinality that makes sense. It's just like the plain facts of like, this shit was 95% done and it didn't finish for some reason. It's like my degrees. Peace.